It's the ego that creates the suffering. When there is no ego left, there will be no suffering. And what you can do is by eliminating your ego first, not waiting for those others to eliminate theirs, you will bring about the vibrational frequency of perfection into the world. And because it's a dream and not some self-standing external reality, it will change. It will transform. That is the power you have. But the ego can't believe that. The ego wants to believe that the suffering is out there and it's being done by others. The truth is there is no out there. That which is out is still our consciousness. And you have the power to change what is out there by changing what is in here. That power must be used now. We have forgotten how to use it. And because we have fallen into this subject-object duality, we have become fearful creatures. And creatures who are fearful become greedy, they become paranoid, they become power-hungry, and they begin to mistreat others. And we're seeing that as the collective. This is the outcome of falling into the ego state of consciousness. If we get out of the ego state of consciousness, the world will shift, transform instantly into a kingdom of heaven. But it won't happen through trying to work it out politically or militarily or through terrorism or through any kind of righteous intervention. It won't work that way. It can only work by going within and realizing God. That is the almighty power that can change the world, not anything within the ego's sphere of concern, because the ego has no free will, no power, can't change anyone else, and is itself unreal. And you have to find the true essence of reality in order to have a lever to shift what is manifesting temporarily as an illusory world. And that power comes from the realization of God as yourself. And other than that, there is no power that can change anything on this plane that you imagine is separate from you. But that imagination is the cause of the problem, and therefore it cannot solve the problem at that level.
So where is the place for compassion then?
Your compassion is the willingness to sacrifice your own ego out of love for everyone in order for that realization that all are one to be disseminated throughout the morphogenic field. And that has the power to change things. Nothing else has that power. It's the great saints and sages who have come with that understanding who have created the most powerful effects of sustaining our inspiration and our desire to be good and our desire to have faith in God. But there are very few saints and sages nowadays because everyone's trying to solve everything through a materialistic or political or social means, no longer through the spiritual power that is our true nature. And because we have forgotten that power, we have become fallen and weak and helpless and beings who are not able to perceive accurately what is really going on and what are the causes of these evil activities. The ego doesn't even know who is actually in charge of making the decisions that are arranging things in Kali Yuga. The ego is clueless about all of this, and its efforts to try to change things because it doesn't have even an accurate map or of the anatomy of the world in terms of its power structure, it is not able to make those changes happen. And now you have egos who have been successfully by the power elite dumbed down and made incurious and obedient sheep and beings who are in denial and who are in a state of cowardice that do no longer have the power to create a movement of revolution and of freedom and of attempting to really bring about a better world. That has been lost because we have lost our spiritual power. and we have become merely believers that we are animals that have evolved in a Darwinian form. We have lost our connection to the Holy Spirit, and when only by returning to that and transmitting that power of real freedom and the power to redream the world from the state of God consciousness, that will bring an instant shift throughout the entire world, not just in some limited aspect. And that is the power now that we must turn to, because there are no other options.
So even if we have few of those saints, they have enough power to shift the energy on the planet, you know, because you say we don't have many people who are evolving at
That's
that
right.
level.
So you must go first.
Okay.
And when you go first, others will follow you, because you will shine with that power and that goodness and that purity that others will emulate. And it will emanate through the morphogenic field. And the more people who have attained that God consciousness of perfection will re-emerge the perfection of the whole. That is what our task is now. But we have to start within. And we can only start within by eliminating our own anger, our own hatred, our own feeling of evil, our own duality. We must become the manifestations of God consciousness. That alone is the solution.